I believe we're live. They started early. How could they do this to me? We're a couple turns behind, folks. We're a few turns behind right now. Give me a moment. We're gonna get everything set up here. I believe we're live. They started early. Oh, I gotta mute myself. Pulling up my own chat. All right, Jimvitational 2 Losers Finals Triangles versus Fruhdazi. We're a bit behind, folks. Let's dive in. Lead Flygon from Fruhdazi. Triangles goes to Scarb. We'll get caught up eventually. Singing Crow, welcome. Dazi gets a spike down. Skylar White making an appearance. Always making an appearance on the Triangles teams. Let me try to get situated here, folks. I'm dazzled. I'm Fruhdazzled by Fruhdazi. They were supposed to start in 3 minutes. I didn't want to miss any of the action. Tar is going to just simply sub. We're simply going for a substitute. We get a focus punch. It happens first, indicating that yes, Triangles would be clicking Roar. And this is version 5, right? This is version 5, but with Suicune over Milo, and we've got a Jirachi as well. And Triangles elects to switch Doug into Rachi. I guess Doug isn't going to be doing much. Well, actually, I mean, there's a whole T-Tar and there's a whole Blissey. Interestingness happening. Yes, Singing Crow, I agree. This is V5 versus Superman. Forgive me, folks. I'm having to get a few things set up on the fly here. I think we're good. I think we're mostly good here. Huang Chong, Shiny Claydol. All right, we got a little bit of background music as well. And we're chilling. We're vibing. Yeah, defensive rest Zapdos on these Superman teams. Gonna be difficult to break. And yeah, Toxic, Fire Punch, Wish, Jirachi, not the Pokemon to do it. We've seen Seismic Toss on the Blissey. So I wouldn't expect it to be Calm Mind, nor for it to really be able to punch through the Zapdos either. Shiny Claydol means it doesn't have Refresh, says Huang Chong. Could be. I don't doubt it. I know that there are things like that. Like Shiny Zapdos can't have Roar or something to that effect. I was just talking... Some people... I can't remember what Discord server. Some people were talking about... We should just remove those, like, arbitrary restrictions. Like, I understand certain Shiny Pokemon were, like, event only, and they technically can't learn a move on the cartridge. But who fucking cares? Let me use my goddamn Shiny Zapdos in peace. And I'm going to put whatever goddamn move I want on it. Anyway... So Scarberry has shown Thief. I've definitely missed that. It stole Doug Trio's Choice Band. Okay. That's insane. And Triangles purposely did that, by the way, folks. It looks like with the Blissey, hit the Scarm, noticed no lefties, and then decided to I guess, correctly read that Thief was going to happen and chose to lose Choice Band on Doug rather than important lefties on the rest of the V5 Mon. So that is interesting. And that also explains... I was wondering, why has Dazi not made more of an effort to try to get the Scarm in and Spike? And it's got a goddamn Choice Band on it. That's one reason, I suppose. Eventually, we're gonna get caught up to real time. We started 10 or 12 turns behind. Someday we'll get there. It's another focus punch as Triangles wishes up a Suicune. Crit would hardly have even mattered there. Another focus punch on Roar. Yeah, of course, we saw Roar earlier. Skarm is here, and again, it has a focus band, so it's never going to be able to heal, and we are finally in real time. We've made it, gamers. All right, cool. Now I can try to get some other things going. Skarm is here. Gamers, welcome, and thank you all for joining us today. Oh, the Claydol gets burned. Unfavorable. This could be Aroma Bliss on V5. It could be Refresh Claydol. I'd be surprised on a structure with this kind of a pace if at least one of those two things weren't the case. Leading me to believe that that is possibly not the most impactful thing of all time. Now, the Jirachi's going to Calm Mind up. Triangle's prioritizing the Rapid Spin and allowing Jirachi to do this. You do still have a Blissey that should be able to come in, but it's actually Skarm. Skarm is going to come in. Surely plus 2 Fire Punch does 50%. It absolutely does. Maybe you were predicting a second Calm Mind, so you wanted to get 6% health on the Skarm before pivoting, yes, to the Blissey, which is, of course, only taking 15%. All right, we're back. Yeah, so what's the last on this? If this is Wish Jirachi, or even, well, Sub wouldn't work unless you had 101 health substitutes. But, oh, wow, that's actually a huge Psychic. And if you get a Spadef drop, this could just punch through and win the game. Yeah, Triangles is in kind of a tough spot. Yeah, and a single crit on a Psychic or one single special defense drop. You could even just start, like, getting additional Calm Mind stacks because you're pretty close to just two-shotting the Blissey. You're outspeeding it. I don't like this position for Triangles. Yeah, Jirachi hardly losing any health. You Seismic Toss for 25%. 2 turns later, you only net 13% due to the leftover chip heal. And eventually you're going to see a 20% special defense drop, and Triangles might have to sack a whole separate Pokemon to try to get the Blissey back in. But there's the Spadef drop. Yeah, and it looks like Triangles actually just forfeits from this position because there's not much to be done. Oh, crit Psychic into the Jirachi coming in. Probably not insanely meaningful, I wouldn't imagine. Because the Fire Punch follow-up likely was going to be enough. Okay, Scouting, and there is a Hidden Power Grass as well. So the coverage, I don't think there's a way out for Triangles. HP Grass will destroy the Suicune from this point. There's only 8 Psychics left. Yeah, gonna Calm Mind up. I think the only way out for Triangles is you need to stall out. I'm gonna make sure that we're not missing game 2 as well here on my other monitor, but there's only 7 Psychics remaining. So if they have no more Psychics, all they can do is Fire Punch and Hidden Power Grass, which I don't think is enough to... At the same time, Blissey only has 8 Soft Boileds remaining. Yeah. Yeah. And there's the forfeit. Okay, it's losers finals. Historically, only grands, folks. Historically, only grand finals is a best of 5. So I would not expect this to be a best of 5. Some activity happening here in the chat. John Hunter player. Doug had lost ban, so it was really just too weak to face T-Tar Bliss worth anything, really. Yeah, and, like, thinking back, who am I to doubt triangles? Let's see, what was the state of the game like on turn... Was it 19 where that thief happened? Oh, that was actually turn 4. So watch this interaction. We're on turn 3. Game 2 still hasn't started, folks. Triangle seismic tosses this Skarm. And yeah, I guess it's, you know, it's absolutely Superman at this point. And you know there's likely to be a Bliss and or a Jirachi. Possibly a Tar. I don't think Triangles was counting on there being literally all 3. And that being said, Game 2 has begun. Switch the viewpoint for continuity's sake. I would love to see a Game 3. Okay, no baton pass to Doug or anything crazy. But with the attack drop, I guess Doug can't actually reliably trap Blissey in that spot anyway. No Superman or pseudo-Superman for Fruhdazi this time. Instead showing Celebi. Leech should be a fairly easy click here. Very little revealed from either player. Always wondered why all of Triangles' Blissies are always named Skylar White. It's not that I don't see the resemblance. Lakoot, very fun game 1 to watch. It was a fun one until the Calm Mind Jirachi got completely out of control and there was basically nothing left to stop it. And that's why I was wondering, like, is it, like, if Triangles could go back in time to this turn, where you pivot the Doug in on Represented Thief and actually do... I mean, of course, you've kind of crippled the effectiveness of the Skarm, but now you've lost your Doug. And again, I don't think he was counting on there being literally 3 grounded Pokemon in the back. If Fruhdazi somehow, like, orchestrated that and represented that it was more of a levitating structure than it actually was, convincing Triangles that, you know, hey, if you have a Doug, this would be a really good time for you to kind of get rid of its choice ban. I think that kind of just ended up working out in Fruhdazi's favor. Calm Mind Leech Seed. Okay, we have T-waved it. Here's the seed. Does it have Baton Pass? I imagine, yes, you would want Baton Pass on a structure like this, but I think Celebi can live most fire moves. Flamethrower is apparently but a chance to 2-shot according to Calc Dex, assuming this is Timid Molt, and this would be a standard utility Celebi, folks. Vid Freeze is frozen. Oh, that's true. Thank you for pointing that out. Deactivate, reactivate. Cool. All right, we're back. So it was a Flamethrower, full para, probably on, I imagine... Oh no, fully revealed. So it's, yeah, this is not Baton Pass Celebi. It's Leech, Calm Mind, Fire Grass coverage. And this is the gambit that we were talking about earlier, but again, Fruhdazi couldn't go for it on turn 1 because of the Intimidate from Salamence. Going for Soft Boileds. So apparently no Ice Beam on this. You've shown T-Wave, Seismic Toss, Soft Boil. What would your last be? And you could stall out these beat-ups. You have a lot of opportunities for crits, but look at that. There was one crit in there for 14%, and Dazi is making no progress, like, at all. That burn on the Zapdos is probably hugely meaningful. I didn't even notice that it was burnt. I think I was looking away and fixing my camera. So forgive me, folks. But, yeah, I think this largely favors... I mean, look at this. Yeah, at least if you were using Earthquake, a single crit is worth so much more than one individual crit of a single beat-up hit. I think, like, crit Earthquake could eventually get you there. And to be honest, to be quite honest, I don't know if Dazi should keep doing this. I guess you don't have much to lose, but you are demonstrably making absolutely no progress. I will say, though, you are stalling soft-boileds. At the very least, you are forcing triangles to soft-boiled. And they have 6 of each left. So, even if you can't kill the Blissey, you know, on second thought, I do agree with this line. You're not going to need beat-ups after you stall out all the soft-boileds from Blissey. Alright, we're going to move forward because this soundtrack has random-ass sound effects in the background. Beat-up does ignore stat drops. Wait, really? I don't think it ignores you being -1 attack. I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong, but... Anyway, 2 left of each. Yeah, heavy bow guy, I got there. We're stalling the soft-boiled PP. Triangles is going to be forced to use his final. And... Wow, nice seismic toss click from Triangles. That was brilliant. And Shitrock Enjoyer. Okay, we've seeded it, and now Doug comes in. Do you have sub? You could sub-stall the Blissey? No, we're just going to be Earthquaking. You take a single seismic toss, but you're going to heal heaps. And yeah. Okay. Okay, you've effectively traded a low-health Celebi for that Blissey. Well done. And there's a Raikou in the back. And that is looking terrifying for Triangles' team. Another Calm Mind Jirachi is here. And it's faster with Psychic. Oh, it was a Roar Click. Oh boy, Triangles. This could be it. It was a Mag team. Yeah, a no Skarmory this time from Fruhdazi. Tough. So what is Mag doing here, right? It's Scar Mag. This could be a physical Mence, could be CB Mence. We haven't seen it click anything. I guess I would anticipate another physical Mon in the back. But alongside Skarm and Moltres, curious. Not gonna sack the Mag. We're gonna keep it for later. I wonder what he wants the Mag for. Well, you're gonna get outsped by... Oh, you've exploded and eliminated Vaporeon? Okay. What is to stop Calm Mind Jirachi? And or Calm Mind Raikou? Yeah. Saving that low health Mag, I guess you have a sack at some point? Am I behind? I could be a bit behind. This is the live match. Earthquake? Is it CB? Does this just win? Yeah, no, we're back. We're live. Parker, Greg, we're live. Moody confirming that -1 attack is also irrelevant for beat up. Then explain to me then why, I guess like maybe you didn't want to go Doug with the baton pass on turn 1 because if it's Ice Beam Blissey, maybe this one isn't EV to live it. And by the time that you trapped it, Fruhdazi was more confident that the Blissey wasn't Ice Beam. I'm just trying to understand the conditions for which Dazi wouldn't go for the trap earlier, but then did successfully get it off later in the game. Yeah, Parker, Greg, I think we were probably just a little bit behind. I would very much like to see a game 3. Let's see. Oh, that's choice band, folks. And that should do it. Maybe Raikou has HP Ice, though. And if it does that win? No para. And we're going to get a game 3. Guess it was HP Grass. I guess alongside Vaporeon, which could be running Ice Beam. Maybe you want the Grass coverage on Raikou more. And I am checking out this lobby. We are not going to miss the start of game 3, folks. Moody, maybe Zap was scared of a faster CB Ments KOing Zap with Slide. But it was Baton... Oh, it wasn't Baton Pass, click turn 1. This is turn 1. Goes Blissey. Oh, and clicks Thunderbolt. Yeah. Okay, a different situation. And hard switches to Celebi. Okay, forgive me, folks. Moody, that's incredibly accurate and correct and true. Winner of this is making it to Grand Finals of Jimvite 2. A lot of money on the line here. I don't know how much, but there's going to be quite the disparity in outcome monetarily. A bird, absolutely. I wasn't planning on doing this. That's why this is thrown together kind of last minute. But I saw, like 30 minutes ago, Triangles was saying, hey, we play, like, really soon, by the way. And by the way, Game 3, here we go. Now it's Triangles with the lead Flygon up against Suicune. Probably not the Pokemon it wants to see. Spoiler alert. Lead offensive Suicune, something I'm meaning to experiment with next in a future video. Did you guys check out the video I posted today? Did anybody see that? The Slack Tile offense. New Zets team dropped. Sure to be all over the ladder very soon. Familiarize yourself with it for better or worse. Dazzy wondering in the chat, have fun, was it Jolly CB Ments? Singing Crow, I agree. Definitely good games up to this point. Triangle's confirming it was Jolly Choice Band Ments. Interesting team. Triangles broke one of ABR's rules of team building, which is something I want to make a video on soon, folks. But Breloom is here. Depending on how fast this Suicune is, you could get outsped, Triangles. Triangle saying, oh, I messed up. I'm not sure how fast lead Suicune would be. If I make this offensive, sometimes it's 263 specifically to outrun lead Breloom, and I could see that very much. Plus one Ice Beam absolutely obliterates Breloom. Triangles acknowledging their mistake. I'm not meant to go Loom there. Okay, no harm, no foul. Milo comes in fairly easily. Should be able to Toxic force a rest if the Suicune has it. Not all lead Suicunes have rest. So Dazzy could opt to go elsewhere to take a Toxic somewhere. And yeah, it will be Snorlax. Triangle's doubling to Skarm. Excellent turn. Should be able to get a Spike here. And I would not be shocked to see a Mag alongside Suicune and Snorlax. Both Pokemon like to set up. So removing the opponent's primary phaser is often something that wants to be done. And this is... Dazzy's actually going to be cursing. Curse Boom can eliminate Skarm. That could be the play. That could be the plan. Will Triangles play around it? Do you have Protect? No. It was Body Slam and just Roar. So if that was a Boom turn, the whole Skarmory would have been gone. Regirock is here. Shitrock and Joy are bringing Regirock in possibly one of the biggest games they've ever played. Fun fact, I was talking to Fruhdazi in my server, in my Discord server, which you guys should join, by the way. And I was like, in our music channel, I asked Fruhdazi, I was like, why, by the way, why is your name Shitrock Enjoyer? Protecting on Superpower. Is this CB? I think this is CB Regirock. And he's like, dude, because I like Regirock and I think it's shit. And I was like, oh, I thought you were just like a fan of Nickelback. So I learned something about Fruhdazi that day. We have Toxic the CB Regirock, and it's doing 42 goddamn % to the Skarm. We are pressuring the Skarmory. Was it worth it for Dazzy? You've dealt effectively 30% to this Skarm after both the leftovers. You can continue to pressure it here. Might you have a spinner in the back? Are we just beating Skarm down and eventually clearing the spikes? No rock resist. Could be a Claydol. Fire Punch. No burn. Roared out. Suicune is back. Alright, offensive Suicune can absolutely kill this Skarmory. Fruhdazi bringing Lax in. And that's a great double. Yeah, Triangle's suspecting a Surf, wanting to go Milo to tank that Surf. And a para here would be fantastic. And Fruhdazi simply gets it. No Lum. It's Leftovers T-Tar. Wow. Breloom comes in on an Earthquake. That's good news. That's a much better turn for Triangles than the previous one. And it was Claydol. Okay, we've sleep sacked the Claydol. Okay. It can still act as a rock resist while asleep, I suppose, and it does resist fighting moves, so it can kind of just sit here. It burned a whole turn of sleep and only took 15% for its troubles. Dazi going to Zapdos now. Okay, will you want to go elsewhere once more? We Baton Pass, and it's Regirock's turn. Ice Beam, okay. Mixed T-Tar. Huh. What else would we expect? Maybe we want to eliminate Ghosts because, like, Gengar has Ice Punch and threatens the Flygon. Can explode on Milo, can Wisp Scarm. So maybe, even if you don't have Spin, and maybe Triangles does have Spin here. Maybe you're also worried about Spin blocking, but I can see just wanting to get rid of Gengar to kind of support the other Mon here, which are not doing fantastic in those 1v1s oftentimes. Okay. Wow, and Shitrock and Georgia sends the boom. Triangles loses Breloom. And with a sleep turn burned on this Claydol, if Fruhdazi can get this Claydol awake at some point. Oh, and Mag. Mag again for Triangles. Is that 2 games in a row now? Yes, 2 Mag teams in a row catching 0 Skarmories. Some doubling happening. We're healing the Claydol up a bit. And Snorlax takes a Surf. Stepping on spikes in sand. You don't love to see that chip. Curse, Body Slam, Earthquake. Would it just be Shadow Ball last? How else is this to do anything against a simple Gengar? We're going to protect. My Calc Dex is very confused right now. Oh my god, as I look away, crit Body Slam. That's enormous. That's enormous. No more phasing for either the Snorlax nor the Suicune. Scarm was not going to die to that. And now Magneton is here to... There's an Earthquake revealed. Is it that dire? This might be just over. No para, no crit. Mag goes down. Simply to chunk the Snorlax into range of something. Flygon is here. What kind of Flygon is it? Gonna go Claydol, and yeah, Triangles basically has to click Earthquake. But that affords Claydol the opportunity to come in. And I fear that Dazi is in a fantastic position. Remember, the T-Tar is paralyzed. So can a... Would this be Choice Band Flygon? I don't know what lead Flygon often says. Alright, we've gotten Milo back in. Snorlax coming in on spikes probably can't do much else. And wakes up and spins. So now Snorlax can pivot in at some point and do something. If last is Explosion or something. I picked the wrong soundtrack video, guys. There we go. This is better. Wang Chong also speculating maybe it is CB. This feels like a very difficult position for Triangles, and it might be the end of the road for his Jimvite 2 run. And if that road were to end with a 3rd place finish, being eliminated in losers finals, getting a nice chunk of change, that's a hell of a run indeed. But that's why we play it out. That's why we play the video game. It's not over yet. This is unrevealed. I mean, who knows? I mean, I guess you wouldn't want to run Hypnosis Milo alongside Spore Breloom. That would be uncharacteristic. It would be unexpected. But maybe you pick up a KO, put something else to sleep. Calm Mind Suicune is a problem. It's a big problem. There's no more spikes either. And Suicune is simply just going to come in on the surf. And this is where I am fearful. Now, keep in mind, Fruhdazi did not want to take Toxic on the Suicune earlier. Heads up surf click by triangles. I think there was a moment to potentially... Maybe I'm misremembering. Hidden Power Grass on the Jirachi. Fire Punch Grass. Calm Mind Psychic. Wish Calm Mind. I guess Fire Grass is decent coverage. It doesn't blank into too much of the metagame. Snorlax comes in. And will die to the sand, allowing Dazi to bring Suicune. No, it's Jirachi. It's Jirachi once more. Is this Flygon that difficult to deal with? We go T-Tar. And yeah, with no revealed lefties, it does appear to be CB. Calm Mind HP Grass doing quite a bit of damage. This is huge. This is a tough turn. Claydol very difficult for this Flygon to get through. And to me, Dazi has two excellent moves here. It's hard for Triangles to click Earthquake because either Zap or Claydol come in, and then you lose so much initiative. Triangles is going to double to Tar in front of Zapdos. That's the kind of gaming that needs to occur. But then again, it's not physical Tar. I mean, maybe it's mixed. Maybe it has Rock Slide. Full Para is tough. That is so tough. Oh, crit HP. Crit HP Grass. That has to be the game. My bad from Fruhdazi in the chat. Good sportsmanship from Triangles. And I'm struggling to see a world. Triangles needs to get every turn right. And I think there's probably lines where Dazi just simply doesn't have to lose. That flinch helps. Triangles, do you go Milo here to double in front of something else? You do? To get in front of the Jirachi. Okay. The problem is Suicune... I don't think Suicune is even close to dying at 65% to Choice Band Earthquake. And, yeah, so you cannot lose this Milo. You need to be able to pivot and change your moves. God, Hypnosis Milo could actually go so insanely hard here. Okay, nice. We're in front of the Jirachi. I think if you sack the Jirachi here, bring in Zapdos, and then they just click T-Bolt, eventually Triangles has to lose the Milo, and it's over. Go to Claydol. On HP Bug, okay, that could be one of the only worlds, but again, I think you bring in Zapdos. Yeah. You bring in Zapdos. It only has HP Grass, but that is more than enough. And it's Agility, and that's it. You could go back to Flygon, but HP Grass is a 2-hit. And we passed Speed to Jirachi. Psychic just clears. Yeah. Yeah. And Milo, can you recover up to full? You're going to have to crit through Calm Mind afterwards as well. That's so tough. Yeah, and you're just going to be taking so much damage from HP Grass. You'll never, even if you get the crit and get through the Jirachi, you'll be doing so at such a low health that Zapdos comes in and revenges, and there's no avenue for victory with the assumed Milo set. And there it is, folks. Shitrock Enjoyer Fruhdazi moving on to Grand Finals of Jimvite 2 Triangles is going to take home 3rd place. That's crazy. Heavy Bow Guy was banned Regirock 2. Yeah, absolutely. This was Choice Band Regirock. Good games. GG's. I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit behind on following. And Revival Tournaments is just getting caught up on posting all the videos. So I will not spoil who is in Grand Finals awaiting Shitrock Enjoyer, but that should be a barn burner. Starting this weekend, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks following this upcoming weekend. So there will be a stream tomorrow. We're going to be streaming tomorrow. The final replay of the week, at least for a few weeks. Tomorrow, the 7th, we'll be streaming. The next 2 Mondays, the 14th and 21st, I'm going to be out of here. I'm going to be gone. So the next replay of the week will be the 28th, I believe. The final Monday of the month. Will I play ADV Cup? Asks Huang Chong. I will. I've already signed up. As has perhaps the greatest ADV player of all time, the Linear Curve. Were you guys here for the Linear stream that we did a month or two ago with H-Clat, with Benji? We went through one of Linear's most epic, most legendary tournament runs. Talked a little bit about the GOAT, how they've been gone for a while. And breaking news, it was acknowledged that they signed up for ADV Cup on Smogon. So that's going to be very exciting. I will definitely be keeping a close eye on that and likely covering a lot of their matches on the channel as we continue to uncover the legend that is the Linear Curve. While we're here, a buddy of mine sent me... Let me change the scene here. Bear with me, folks. Friend of the channel, Flanky, sent this to me. He said, check out this this Gen 6 doubles OU match. I'll be honest, I don't know much about doubles nor Gen 6. Was this ladder? This is ladder play. 1400 versus 1300 gaming. And he asked me to take a look. I haven't had the opportunity to do so. Let's dive in. Lead Gengar and Hydreigon versus Landorus, Therian, and Zapdos. Okay, so Lando is like if Gligar were good. Hydreigon, Dark Dragon. That doesn't really compute to my Gen 3 brain. You gotta remember, folks, I'm Unk status. After Gen 4, a lot of Pokemon I don't recognize them as much. I know that's Garchomp and Thundurus. Thundurus is like the corollary to Landorus, right? And there's Therian. Those are forms of some sort. Let's see what happens. Amoonguss comes in. I know that wants to click Spore. And Mega Gengar. I know Megas are things. Mega Gengar with Icy Wind hitting both of the enemies, slowing them down. But there's now a Tailwind. Second Icy Wind comes in, and honestly, it does quite a bit of damage. Citrus Berry in doubles. And a crit on the Mega Gengar. How unfortunate. We'd be missing Heat Waves out here with our Hydreigon, unfortunately. And Elusive Shadow. Picking the correct Spore target. Would have been unfortunate if you tried to Spore them on that you had just crit. Tyranitar is here, and this is more like it. Wait a minute. Where the hell is my Sleep Clause? You can put 2 Pokemon to sleep in this format? Hydreigon is still asleep. What the hell? This is crazy. Fortunately, the T-Tar had Lum. Can somebody explain that, though? How is that okay? You could just, like, put everything to sleep? Seems a little broken. Hydreigon using Draco Meteor. Focus Sash, Genesect living a single hit. Does it have priority or something? How are you going to deal with the DD Tar? We've missed a single Rock Slide, a bit unfortunate. And I fear that this Landorus is going to destroy the T-Tar, but we're getting it out of harm's way. Landorus clicks U-turn instead of Earthquake. Some gaming is happening here. There's just no Sleep Clause in doubles. Am I a total noob for just suspecting, knowing nothing, knowing almost nothing? Am I insane for saying, like, okay, well, surely, like, sleep spam then? Just, like, put everything to goddamn sleep, get free turns, click good moves afterwards? Like, how bad can it be? Because then, like, yeah. I don't know what I don't know about this format. So. Okay, we're taunting Zapdos. What is that meant to accomplish? What might it be clicking here? Tailwind. Oh, but honestly, Flanky, at least the turns where I'm noticing things happening, it feels like your opponent is gaming to a high degree. We've got a barn burner on our hands here. Bullet Punch, Metagross taking damage due to Rocky Helmet. We've been intimed, but we've Dragon Dance, so we're fast once more. A lot of the Ops Pokemon are damn low. Zapdos gets sacked off. Genesect also gone. There's a damn Kangaskhan here. I know that's gonna Mega, and it's gonna use like Power Up Punch, which happens twice, right? Oh no, we're gonna start with a Fake Out. And it happens twice, so they take double the rough skin damage. Wait a minute. Why is it happening like a million times? Oh, it's rough skin Rocky Helmet. So it gets hit 4 total times. That's wild. Flanky, that was so cool. Another Pokemon put to sleep. Seems pretty good and strong. Now what? Things taking Earthquake damage. We're going to double Seismic Toss. Oh, the second one doesn't even happen because the rough skin into Rocky Helmet interaction. Dude, this is a cool Garchomp set. I'm sure it's probably just standard or something. That was intriguing. Shiny Ledian, I did notice this. I noticed what you're mentioning to me right now. For replay of the week, people join my server. They submit replays for us to check out. You get 1 submission per week. Shiny Ledian loves to push the envelope and submitted a second one. Here's what I'll do for you, Shiny Ledian. We can check out 1 now, and we'll check out 1 tomorrow. If that sounds good, let me know which of them you want us to check out at this time. Moody asking in the Discord, am I doing replay of the week after watching the Jimvite match? No, we're still going to do replay of the week tomorrow. This is more of an impromptu, off-the-cuff thing. Replay of the week will be tomorrow. I've got a special guest lined up. I wouldn't want to do it without them. Let's check out the second of Shiny Lady's submissions. Apparently, this is going to be an absolute barn burner. It's a Gen 5 match. I know a little bit more about Gen 5. The further out we go, the less I know. We're Gen 5 gaming, and this looks like... Was this a friendly? Was this in tournament? Because this is a challenge match. This was not on the ladder. And this is the first team preview set. We got a rain team here with the Politoed versus... Maybe this is just more of like a Spikes balance. Excadrill has Spikes and Rapid Spin, right? And this is just a Sand team then. It's got like Sand Rush, Excadrill does. It's like utility, but it also has offensive capability. It's like if Donphan was good in Gen 3 OU, right? Do I know all the Mons? This is Keldeo. This is Ferrothorn. Landorus. Kyurem Black. Garchomp. Yeah, I know. I don't know everything about all these Pokemon, but I'm less lost. And we're gonna lead Garchomp into the Keldeo. Water Fight. I would be worried about an Ice move. I think I'd be worried. So we're going to our Kyurem Black on a Surf, actually. Okay. Ferrothorn comes in. We doubled a Latios. And we've tricked a Choice Scarf onto Ferrothorn. It's now fast, but it's been crippled. That's helpful. Can I say, by the way, they did not need to make the mechanical change starting in Gen 4 where Rock Pokemon in Sand have like a inherent plus 50% special defense bonus. Like that's fucking wild. T-Tar did not need that. Sand Rush is banned if you bring sand. Interesting. This was against Moon Man? Is Crimson Bacon 38 Moon Man? We bring in Garchomp as our tar check. We get crunched. Deal a bit of damage back with... And Ladian saying knew it. What did you know? What was he cooking? We bring Own Pharaoh in. I'm guessing it's a pretty strong answer to a lot of Landorus stuff. Do Lando ever run like... Oh, it wouldn't be able to run HP Fire because it already ran HP Fire. We've knocked it off. It has Justified. I'm guessing that's an ability that gives you an attack raise if you lose your item or something. Secret Sword is a move in Pokemon Generation 5 for the Nintendo DS. I couldn't tell you what it does. Oh, you knew it was Crunch over Pursuit. Insane that... Well, I guess you had already Draco Meteored once, but still, Tar coming in and taking 16%, that's insane to me. It's kind of wild. And Tar is not doing too hot. It can come in maybe one more time and try to set Sand back up, but Ladian is close to having won this Weather War. And we're protecting its Choice Scarf, so we know it has to be knockoff. We're going for a burn, not getting it. We have lost the Politoed's leftovers. And Crimson Bacon 38 has brought the T-Tar in, and that's actually it. They've reset Sand, and they've got to go all in now. This is the last opportunity for them, and if you switch the Politoed out, yeah. Weather War officially won. Justified equals attack raise when hit specifically by Dark. So nice pivot by Moon Man to get the Keldeo in on the knockoff in that case. Secret Sword is a special attack that calcs damage based on the opponent's physical defense. This looks tough. Okay, Signal Beam. Is it Politoed time? Is it Weather time? No. Ferrothorn here to wall the Alakazam. Can Alakazam really... well, you wouldn't run Fire Punch post Gen 3, would you? I guess it doesn't have fire coverage anymore. Poor guy. Is it OU in Gen 5? Does it do things? We're learning. Rain is back. What does Rain help on Ledian's squad? We don't have Swift Swim users. We brought Garchomp in to die to Lando. Curious. Crit Earthquake, my goodness. And Gyro Ball. I'm trying to remember how Gyro Ball is calculated. I know there's a calculation. It's not like opponent's weight. It's your own speed, right? It's the slower you are. Oh, Alakazam has Magic Guard. That's fucking crazy. Okay. Let's see how this plays out again. We know that the opposing Pharaoh has been tricked a Choice Scarf. Does it have anything that can deal 80% or 18% to our Pharaoh? No, not at all. And you're getting hurt by Barbs. We've lost leftovers. Okay. Imagine our own Pharaoh is going to die here. And our Kyurem is going to come in and take Stealth Rock damage. It's blasting an Aura. I don't know what the hell that meant. Oh, we're actually faster than Scarfed Pharaoh. Okay. Fusion Bolt not killing the Pharaoh, but yeah, knockoff is never breaking this up. So I imagine you got the Magic Guard. Zam comes in, doesn't take damage from the Stealth Rock, but do you have a one-hit KO here with Freeze Shock? Oh, wait, it's... oh, but you get the Para. You get the Para. No way. That's crazy. What an ending. That was crazy. The rain is to spam Surf and Hydro Pump and deny Sand. Okay, I see. So it's not necessarily always about, like, having Swift Swim, but ruining the opponent's win condition by removing Sand to make it harder for their Sand immune Pokemon to utilize, like, the special defense increase and or other abilities. Tetrafolium in the chat saying, I did not know Freeze Shock could parry. You and me both, brother. I didn't know Freeze Shock was a move. Again, you'll have to forgive me, folks. Gen 5 was when I got off the hype train as a kid. I played Gens 1 through 4 as they came out. I was there. I was in the trenches. I was on the playground, trading with friends, battling my buddies, talking about how to find Mew behind the truck near the SS Anne, discussing the Missingo rare candy glitch, which in retrospect, like, in like 1999, for that stuff to be like spreading via word of mouth on the playground, like, how did it reach like my small town within Youngstown, Ohio? You know what I mean? How did we find out about the Missingo glitch effectively before the internet? But loved Gens 1 through 3. Played Diamond exactly one time. It was somewhat enjoyable, but it was the first time that I beat a Pokemon game, and once I beat the Elite Four, I set it down, never picked it back up. Never replayed it, never did the post-game stuff. I think I was just kind of over Pokemon at that time. I was shifting gears, getting more into playing music and stuff. So then Gens 5, 6, 7 didn't really play. I did get Moon when it came out, but I played the first like hour of that game and never beat it. And then I played a playthrough of Sword. I played a playthrough of Scarlet, but didn't really get into competitive Pokemon until finding Jimothy, got into Gen 3. And that's why my knowledge is like pretty hard capped at Gens 1 through 4. When am I going to upload the shiny hunt for Aledian? I don't know that I would do that. I don't think that's my calling. Tetrafolium, what do you know about Youngstown, Ohio, my guy? Yeah, go Gwins, I suppose. Youngstown State University. Hell yeah, man. That was something. Everybody kind of did that to varying degrees, Shiny Ladian. Did we just use our starter and over-level it? I can think back to the first time I beat the Elite Four. Like, the first time I beat, like, Pokemon Red, at some point, I had an Articuno, like, spamming, like, Ice Beam and Blizzard. And it was alongside other Pokemon, likely a Charizard, maybe, like, a third Pokemon in the mix. Gabriel Fonseca, yes. I'm also a BKC enjoyer. I've watched many of his videos for many years. I actually found his channel when he was somewhat smaller of a creator. I remember leaving a comment saying, like, dude, this is, like, really awesome. If you, like, made it a little bit more of, like, a slideshow, or, like, changed something on the screen, or, like, added music, or, like, upped the, like, quality, like, whatsoever, I think these videos would be really, really good. And I don't think he ever listened to me, but he went on to make an incredibly successful and awesome YouTube channel. So I respect him for sticking true to himself and pushing through all the probably unhelpful, unsolicited advice that I gave him. But I'm hardly the most well-known BKC reply guy nowadays. I would run 4 moves on Skarmory. In, like, my Gen 3 playthroughs, I would have, like, a Skarmory with, like, Drill Peck, Steel Wing, like, other stuff. I don't even know. I can't even remember what I would have. Have I seen the BKC video where he talked about the greatest ADV battle of all time? Yes. Tetrafolium, should you add BKC bathroom breaks to your videos? I think it'd be funny if you did, like, another video where you, like, did a parody of someone's style. Kind of like the gym one that you did. If you could do it in, like, a tasteful way, I would like to see somebody do a tasteful BKC rendition. A bit of an homage to BKC. Alright, I'm going to find some other replays from the Replays General section of my server. Here, I got something for you guys. Let's check this out. I was in Mushy League, Mushy World Cup of Mushy League, and it was Ohio Australia versus Metro. I'm fighting for Ohio and Australia, apparently. And but at this point, at the time that I faced Jumpy in 1v1, in a best of 3 1v1 set, I've never played 1v1 in my life, but I think the outcome of the round between the two teams was effectively decided. I think we were up by just enough such that even if I lose, I think we were still going to win. So I don't think there were very high stakes here. Shiny Lady, will I ever upload a Q&A? I might upload a Q&A for like 5K or like 10K. I didn't want to do it until a later point. That's just like that's a personal preference thing. I enjoyed Tetra's part 1 of his Q&A that he put out, which you guys should check out. Excellent like podcast style stuff. You guys know the drill. I talk about Tetra all the time. He was in the video that I posted on this channel today. But I'd never played 1v1, and I asked my team, can I get some 1v1 teams? And the only person that responded was like, it was MJF Blaze, and he was like, dude, just like put good Pokemon on a team and run it, bro. And I'm like, okay. Yes, this is me versus Jumpy. So I'm like, okay, I've got like Choice Band Medi with some moves. I've got, I can't remember. This might have been DD Ments. This could have been Mixed Ments. I think it was probably just Choice Band Ments. And then I have Calm Mind, like Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Blissey. And the moment I queue up in game 1, the very moment I queue up, I see his team and I'm like, I think I misunderstood the assignment here. I don't think I got the format, like, idea captured here. Because I'm seeing some UUBL nonsense that are probably going to be doing, like Select shenanigans, I guess is what I was expecting when I saw some of this stuff. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to get rocked. So I'm like, I really don't know what's going to happen. I'm fucking sending Medi. I'm sending Medi. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to be okay. I think maybe I'm going to win this. And then I realized, wait, Typhlosion is simply just faster than me. Like, holy shit, Typhlosion is fast as fuck. And so that's not good. I am CB locked, so there's not much to do here, but just kind of watch this whole thing play out. Yeah, OU versus BL, and believe it or not, Pataya Berry Typhlosion with Blast Burn, excuse me. It's going to absolutely annihilate me. So that happened, and I'm like, fuck. I need to get back into the lab. So I'm back in the lab, and I'm like, all right, I got to come up with something. I got to come up with something else. And this is what I cooked. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cook something else. I got some stuff that's gonna get some pinchberry action. I'm looking at his team now, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? I don't know what's happening. Oh shit, I'm gonna get rocked. Say that again. Shout out to Shit Rock Enjoyer. For those of us who joined later on in the stream, if you didn't catch the beginning, we saw Triangles versus Shit Rock Enjoyer, Fruhdazi, Losers Finals Gym Fight 2 earlier. I encourage you to go back and check it out. It's a sick set. Awesome set. And, again, this didn't really matter. I don't think either of us overthought this too much. Wouldn't Slacking be amazing? I was worried about Pokemon with Protect, worried about Pokemon with Substitute. So I didn't have it in me to bring Slacking in the first 2 games. And I'm thinking, alright, if I go Zard and they bring that guy, Kingdra, I'm probably cooked. Even Jumpluff is going to outspeed me and probably put me to sleep and then subseed me. And then I think I just, like, auto-lose. So, in the end, I'm like, fuck it. Bringing Heracross. They bring Kingdra. Okay. And I'm thinking, I like my chances here. I'm going to try to go ahead and get a sub up. I'm faster. I get a sub. And it's Dragon Dance Kingdra. Which surprised me. Very much surprised me. I'm sure there's a reason for this over Swift Swim. Maybe certain Pokemon that go down to a Select and think that they're going to outspeed Swift Swim. Maybe Kingdra could just DD him like a lot of times to actually outpace the Select. Whereas with, with Swift Swim, maybe it wouldn't. Really, really unsure what the hell the thought process is. But Jumpy is an incredible player, so I'm sure that there's some smart reason that they're doing this. And here I'm like, okay, fuck. I need to get down into Guts range. I very much need to get to Guts range in order to one-shot this Kingdra. And that's what needs to happen. So they surf. I sub again. And now he's like, well, fuck, if I let him sub again, then he's going to be in Guts, and he's going to be behind a sub, and he's going to win. So he wisely starts Dragon Dancing on my sub. I only have 13 subs. He has more Dragon Dances. So now we're in a bit of a stalemate. And I realize as long as I get one turn right ever, I think I'm going to win this. ODD Flail, says Moody. Okay. If it were Flail, I would expect different decisions from Jumpy at some point. I did mean Swarm. I said Guts, I meant Swarm. Thank you, Flanky. We need to get Heracross down to Swarm. And I'll let you guys in on a secret. I have a separate move that if he clicks Dragon Dance and I click it, I'll win. I guess I could just Mega Horn, but if I miss the Mega Horn, that's sad. He's just going to keep Dragon Dancing. But I'm worried. If I click that separate move and he clicks Surf, he'll win. So I need to pull the trigger on the exact right moment. They Dragon Dance again. I sub. And I pull the trigger. I'm like, this is it. This is my chance. I Swords Dance. And I think this is a bit of a throw. I think Jumpy was probably... I'll be real. I think Jumpy was annoyed with me. I think he was upset I took too long to queue up for this. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that Jumpy feels that way. But yeah, they effectively gave up. Though I do think that they should have played to the Mega Horn miss. I think he just clicked Surf there. But again, the game didn't matter. I think they were a little tilted at me. So I forced a game 3 against one of the greatest players of our era. In a very, very competitive and real, serious format, mind you. And this is what I cook up. They bring the same team. They bring the same exact team as game 1, right? They run it back. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I bring Doug. And I'm looking at the calcs. Doug beats every single one of his guys except Ursaring. It gets the one-shot on all these Pokemon, on both of these guys. Doesn't get the one-shot on Ursaring. So I tell myself he basically has to go Ursaring here if he doesn't want to auto-lose to Doug. Which is why we bring out the Blaziken. And now we're faster than this guy. This is a good matchup. I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to sub to kind of see what he's doing. He's just clicking Earthquake. And I'm like, all right, I think we got him. I think we got him. I'm going to Endure. Jumpy asks, you have Reversal. And of course, we've got the Salic, which was unnecessary. We've got Reversal. And we have defeated a top player in Generation 3. And this is technically an OU format. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let them take it off the record books. There's no asterisks needing to be had here. Shiny Lady and why Doug? It's 1v1. I kind of the threat of bringing Doug was sick here. Had I gone Doug and he went anywhere but Ursaring, it's an auto win for me. Right? So I kind of liked this. Also, he had only brought one Levitating Mon. You know, if he brings some Levitating Mon, then the Doug it's not doing as much. It got a damn good matchup here, I won't lie. Moody, that's an excellent point. They cannot switch due to Arena Trap either. And that's a consideration I don't think people think about in 1v1 nearly enough. So I would invite you guys to think about that next time. All right. Next up on the docket, some additional replays. Agensis. This is a common contributor in the scene overall, in the ADV scene. They post stuff in my Discord as well. They were sharing some information about EVs that is some high-level stuff and trying to explain it to me, and I was like, okay, I kind of see where you're going with it. They're a very strong gamer, and they like Ubers. This is a Gen 3 Ubers match. I think this is tournament of some sort. I don't know what event it would be. Stella, where's Triangles versus Fruhdazi? It happened already. No spoilers. Go back to the beginning of the stream. Check out the match. It was excellent. Moody, if you expect them to run Endure against Doug, simply run Dig. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. But Agensis, cool guy, loves Ubers, always trying to get me more into Ubers, and they told me that Hack is, in terms of overall Ubers across formats, perhaps the greatest Ubers player of all time. Let's dive in. Lead Snorlax against Deoxys defense. And Groudon is making an appearance, setting the sun against Curselax. So what is Groudon wanting to do against Snorlax, right? I guess if it doesn't have a Curse, or Stab Earthquake is probably threatening a ton. Is Hack going to stay in? What happens here? Bulk up Groudon. And we're avoiding a para. Okay. And now we're just going to go for the 3-hit. Hoping to avoid a para. Still successfully doing so. Hack going to pivot over to Skarm. Wise not wanting to lose the entire Snorlax. Wonder if Groudon runs mixed coverage. I mean, doesn't it have Fire Blast to... In casual playthroughs, my Groudon had Fire Blast. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, if there were an Uber's Gen 3 ladder, that'd be cool. I feel like this is like the precursor to Gen 5. There's Weather Wars. There's actual weather being set that isn't simply... Come on, folks. We're gonna skip past the unknown. All right, we're back. Groudon bulking up. Are we just rock sliding? What does Groudon get? Bulk up Earthquake. Must have other physical coverage. It probably has a signature move, right? Maybe I should have included the Uber Pokemon. Included their signature moves. I don't know if it would warrant enough to make its own video. How many signature moves are in Ubers? If there's at least like 8, could be worthwhile doing a video. I'd probably need Agensis' help though. We'd probably have to collaborate. Hit me up. Hit my DMs if that's something you want to overheat. Yeah, I can see overheat. Lugia is here with Reflect. Nice. Defensive Lugia. It's fast as hell though. After a Curse, it might have still outsped that Snorlax. Starmie getting some usage in Gen 3 Ubers. How about that, folks? Truly one of the greatest early Gen Pokemon of all time. Just showing up in all formats. Always prevalent in OU. Constantly relevant. The speed, the utility, the coverage. The impressive offensive output for a Pokemon with that kind of versatility. Truly one of the GOATs. Yeah, Psycho Boost. We understand Psycho Boost is a signature move. I do love me some shiny Lugia. Lugia was one of my favorite Pokemon as a kid. Lugia was the first Pokemon I ever got to level 100 in Pokemon Silver. We'll never forget that. Hack has gotten this damn Skarmin on a million fucking Earthquakes, bro. And Agensis, I don't know if this is the long game where you're really trying to pretend that you don't have Overheat. But yeah, that time Hack went ahead and pivoted to the Kyogre. And it's Ho-Oh in the back. So if I'm Agensis, I would very much like to find a way to eliminate this Kyogre. Protect Snorlax. The lefties have been knocked off. What even gets knockoff? Oh, it's Deoxys. Sacred Fire Burn on Latias is nice. It's a special attacker, though, so I don't think it's going to mind too much. And, of course, Thunder just being run alongside Kyogre. I must say, this is oh my gosh, Swift Swim Kabutops. Heal Bell Blissey. That's massive. No more para on the Lugia. And there was something else somewhere. If Luster Purge and Mist Ball are here, they are not great. Psychic is usually better. We've gotten a second Spike. Could go for a third here, but no, we'd rather just Seismic Toss and try to pressure the Lax. No T-Tar, no Sand on either side. Of course, everything revealed. Bit of banter between these opponents. And man, would a Sacred Fire Burn be clutch on this Snorlax? Gets it! Huge for Agensis. That's massive. This Wish Blissey And that's just a GG. Wow, yeah. Because Wish and Aromatherapy are incompatible in Gen 3. So there was never going to be a way to heal that Lax. Of course, Blissey is intending to wish up the Lax, and this is looking like a primary win condition for Hack. Hack is just going to give it up. And Agensis with the W over a player described as one of the goats of Ubers. Well done. Very well done. Love to see that kind of thing happen. Those in my server, if you're in my server, if you are contributing to the discussion, pushing the metagames forward, sharing replays, hanging out, having a good time, I'm going to root for you. I'm going to root for you. Ho gets Regenerator at some point? That's fucking insane. That's kind of crazy. Anybody have any idea of like other like fun tier list videos I could make that aren't just like, oh, do like a viability rankings? Like, dude, I fucking blow. I do not have anything worthwhile contributing to the viability rankings. Wait till I like one day, maybe I'll like hit 1800 on the ladder, or who knows, maybe even further. I need to like not be such like a low-level intermediate player before I go pontificating about the respective viabilities of Pokemon. But like, you know, I gotta bite off what I can chew. You know what I'm saying? So like the signature moves thing, I like that video. We're talking about moves. It's easier to understand a move's impact in a metagame when compared to an entire Pokemon. Much simpler of a prompt. Status tier list. I don't hate that, actually. Hidden power types. I will do a monotype tier list, but that's gonna be when we're closer. We're gonna be doing that when we're closer to actually announcing a monotype tournament that I'm gonna throw. You guys have seen Jim and Pink Across do like one day, like one shot single limb tournaments where the whole thing is streamed. I want to do that for Gen 3 monotype, where it's likely going to be best of 3. I'm not sure all the rules, but there's a whole channel in my Discord to plan this. So I'm accepting feedback and ideas and stuff. We are going to need some help running it. Flanky is telling me to check my DMs. What do you got for me? Oh, right. I haven't seen this yet either. Flanky. Sam L. Ranking all 386 Pokemon based off vibe. God damn. That would take so long. Sam L. I think you should make gameplay vlogs where you create an alt, grind a few dozen games, give us highlights, feedback, and tips based on what I learned and how high I climbed. Sticking with one team for the whole project. I don't mind that. I do, I mean, the video I posted earlier today is me playing 14 matches on one of my alt accounts with a team that I built that day with Slacking and Sceptile and some friends. But it was less highlights based. I shared 3 full replays, and Tetrafolium joined and he commentated. It was a sick video. And you guys have been showing it a lot of love. I haven't checked in a second, but for anybody else that has a YouTube channel, you know, when you post, you're on like the studio. Where's my mic, my camera? It shows you, you guys see where it says 1 of 10? You can't really see it because it's blurry, but that's what creators want to see. They want to see, oh, this video is performing the best of the past 10 videos you put out. So you guys apparently like that one. I like making teams. It's tough for me to make them and actually make good ones at the level that I'm at. I have so much to learn, you know? Ranking Pokemon front sprites, since Jim did back sprites. That's true. How hard it would be to beat Pokemon in a fight. What if I worked my way through the Smogon samples team list and did reviews? I might do one on El Clasico soon, because I've gotten a lot of games in with El Clasico recently, and I've learned a lot about how to play El Clasico. Yeah, Tetra, that's the thing is, like, in my experience, like the easiest way to grow on YouTube is, let me rephrase this. The hardest way to grow on YouTube as a newer creator is to make videos explicitly about yourself. Because when you're new and or growing, even if you've gotten a couple hundred, even a couple thousand subs, the people that have subbed to the content I use you in a general sense, not pointed towards Tetra here. But people, they're generally there for something else, right? Like I make like Gen 3 ADV OU content. I make content about the game. People watch because they want to learn more about the game. They're entertained by the game. And they like when I talk about the game. But then if I make a video about myself, well, the people aren't as interested in me as they are in the content I make when it's about the thing they're already interested in. Now, when creators, have like millions of subs, eventually you transcend the original medium that you started in. Like Jim started in like Gen 3 OU and then became more of a Pokemon generalist, like Tetra was actually talking about in his Q&A. And now, I mean, Jim has like a whole separate like side like channel where he posts videos that are more about himself. He has like his podcast side channel. But if he did like a big like Q&A video on his own channel, I bet it would do pretty well, because at this point people like Jim for Jim. They don't just like him because they like the content he makes for Gen 3. And to me, there's like an inflection point as a creator when you start to get really large, where like people just like you. They're here because it doesn't even matter what you do. Think of like Summoning Salt, for example. Like Summoning Salt could make a video watching paint dry, like world record history progression of watching an entire can of paint dry, and people would watch that shit because they know Summoning Salt is dope as hell. He can make a video talking about himself and people would watch that shit because they love Summoning Salt as a person. So for me, I'm still on my grind. I'm not really looking to make too many videos focusing on me for a while. I want to keep giving the people what I think they want, and I think what the people want is content surrounding the Pokemon itself. Every Pokemon based on Aura. A video about different team structures. Yeah, it's. I could do like an intro to teams, intro to team building, intro to understanding teams. It's like, what's the scope? Am I like, is it a very brief introduction to all the major team archetypes? One thing I've thought about doing. Oh yeah, Moody. Moody is actually featured in the most recent Summoning Salt video. One of the greatest break the target players of all time. Sam L, which Mike Tyson Punch-Out one? Because Summoning Salt is one of the best Mike Tyson Punch-Out speedrunners, and I think he's made like 7... He's made a handful of dedicated videos, and he's also released a lot of like just simply like speedrun videos as well. What was I just about to say, though? One thing I was thinking of doing is ranking status moves in Gen 3. I like that. That's a little bit better than just status as a whole, because status as a whole is very abstract and it would be very difficult, and then there's only like 5 rankings. Status moves, Flanky, that's a great idea. I think I actually will do that. Fuck, what was I gonna do? What was I going to do? Oh yeah, he did make videos about himself. He did. But he didn't start growing by doing that, right? There's like like that. This is my understanding and my vision, the way I see like the life cycle of a content creator. So like, don't take what I say like as gospel. There's always going to be exceptions. Like, Cristiano Ronaldo, The Rock. If somebody who's already large and has a following just decides to make a Twitch channel or a YouTube channel or a TikTok, just by virtue of their pre-established following, they're like, the rules are different for people like that. If you don't have a following and you are starting from scratch, dropping a video titled like like my top 5 favorite things about early gen Pokemon, or like if the content is focused on yourself, what people are like, to me, largely people's first initial reaction is, well, I don't know who that is, so I'm not like that inherently interested off the cuff in that person. I don't know who they are. But if it's like, so to me, I would make that the top 5 best things about, and then like it's still your opinion, but like now you're not framing it as like being reflective towards yourself. You're not trying to say, hey, look at me, hey, listen to my opinion. It's more like now people could actually be more interested in the opinion because the framing is actually on the opinion itself. I don't know. I have a lot of weird idiosyncratic opinions on this kind of stuff. Team Doctor. Top 5 things. That'd be a good video. Oh, I was joking around with some friends on 4th of July, and we were like, what do you guys think are like the top like 10 like American things? And you know, we were throwing around like some pretty like, we were like, well, things that like are American to us, or like things that are just like American like overall. And everyone was like, just however you want to take it, like to you, like the top 10. And so like we were listing like, you know, like racism, you know, like colonialism, imperialism, capitalism, and then somebody just goes hot dogs, and we fucking started dying. Just throwing hot dogs, and hot dogs does have to, it's got a place in the top 10, and it's not 10. It's really messing me up and making me upset that I can't remember what I was gonna say like a moment ago though. It's a video idea that I haven't even written down either. And every time I think of it, it's like, oh, that would be a good idea. And I almost said it, but then I forgot it again, like 5 minutes ago. It'll come back to me. Yeah, Zombie Mets, that's kind of what I mean. Like, Nakey Jakey is an excellent example of this. I love Nakey Jakey. He's one of my favorite creators. We'll get back to this replay. We're going to watch this replay, Flanky, but I want to... let me pull up Jakey's channel, and this will be like a really, really excellent example of what I'm talking about. Let's switch the scene here. Work with me here, chat. Let me see, what is this actually going to look like? Alright, that's fine. Okay. I'm gonna go to oldest. And I would guess that Nakey has probably like hidden or made some of his like truly old content private. I don't know that. But I'm guessing that he started like many YouTubers, and they you find your way over a long period of time. You try new things. You can look to Jim's channel as a great example of this. Like, I think even to this day, one of Jim's most watched videos is a Northern Lion like highlights video, right? And Jim was doing like a lot of gaming content on his main channel for a very long time. Like, he has like ladder climbing sessions where he like, if you see the video where he eventually got #1 on the ADVOU ladder, it was on his main channel. It wasn't on the gaming channel because the gaming channel didn't exist yet. So I don't think this is showing the true genesis of Nakey's channel. But at some point, he finds his way, and I'm guessing this is probably the first video he has that like blew up, and started like an inflection point for his content. And he's like, okay, so this is going to be like the oldest video that I'll keep like public on the channel. Games that should bang. And the premise is like, if they made a game that had aspects of both Grand Theft Auto and Metal Gear Solid, it would be sick. And like, here's why. Creative idea, right? And then he does it again. Top 5 things in Fallout. So these are conceptual ideas about video games. This is like, you know, kind of like a tier list, like ranking top X type of content. How to talk to strangers in CSGO. Gaming content. 78 subscribers. And you know, now that he has how many? He's got like 2 million subs. So people have gone back and watched all this. Like, this did not have 133,000 views when it was posted. And the fact that like some of his oldest stuff is even close to 1 million shows you that like this probably was about as popular as Tetra's Q&A video. I like how this is kind of poking fun at the whole like arbitrary milestone celebration thing. Ahead of his time. So he posts stuff like how to tell if a girl likes you in easy steps, more games that should bang. Eventually he sells Hot Boy t-shirts. So I'm guessing by this point he's probably gotten some decent amount of subs if he's selling like merch, even if it's like kind of tongue-in-cheek. I remember seeing Captain Falcon the movie. 1-year channel anniversary. My point is, like, here's where I think I started seeing a lot of his stuff pop up. Dark Souls saved me. This is like, I don't know his channel perfectly, but this is the first time, I think, that Jakey did like a more, like a somewhat longer video that wasn't like a shit post or like a, like, congratulations, thank you guys so much for 63 subscribers, where he's mostly just telling a story about himself and the content is focused on him. But he doesn't pivot towards that until people like liked and followed him for long enough that they actually like care about him. Like if he posted this like 6 months earlier, it probably wouldn't have done as well. Because over that time, he endeared a lot of fans towards his content, right? And people started liking his content so much that they start to like Nakey the person and not just Nakey the creator. So he keeps doing more and more and more game content. And this is where I became like a really big fan of his stuff around like 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm wondering if it's still here. I don't see it. I think he's taken a lot of videos off his channel. But he posted, yeah, here it is. He posted a music video. This is something completely outside of his demographic, out of his, like, his audience is not expecting this. This isn't what people signed up for when they subbed to Nakey Jakey. But the way that somebody else put this to me one time, this is Shiny Lady asking who this is. Nakey is one of the best video game content creators of all time. And at this point, they've transcended that. They're literally just one of the best YouTubers I've ever seen. The way somebody put this to me is that he earned this. Like, if he put out a random-ass music video when he was growing as a video game content creator, people would be like, what is this? Like, this is unexpected. I'm probably not, like, gonna click that. And creators, like, have a sense for this. Like, I remember the first time Jimothy posted a video to his gaming channel, which wasn't Pokemon. He was playing, like, chess, or he was playing, like, that new, like, roguelike game. I can't remember the name of it. The Bazaar. And he, like, jokingly said, I know, folks, I know this isn't Pokemon. I understand. This is a separate thing. You largely watch Jim for Pokemon. I have other interests as well, folks. He said something to that effect. But you get to a point where you can just do whatever the hell you want because people aren't watching because they're interested in the videos that you make. It's not because we like video games with water levels. It's not because we're Red Dead Redemption 2 fans. That's not why people watch Nakey at this point in his career. You can see the Pokemon music I'm playing behind my camera. That's true. That is a correct statement. You can do that. Let's get to the replay, shall we? I've yapped for far too long. It's a Gen 3 low ladder showdown. Lead slacking. We've traced Sturdy. And Dodrio. What a team from Flanky. Oh, it's mono normal. Of course, it's simply mono normal. Surely choice band drill peck. What else can Dodrio do if not click choice band big button into things? P2 pressuring Zapdos. How do you like it? And we recover before the roar. I like that from Flanky because you could pressure stall the T-bolts. And even if they T-wave you, if they have a Blissey or Celebi, you can natural cure that at some point. Tetrafolium, not long enough. I am not on Tetra's level. Icy Wind is crazy work, I'm not going to lie. We have been toxic. Are we going to recover before leaving? Yeah, we are. But we're going to lose a decent chunk of damage here. Those spikes are also adding up. Slacking, returning to the field, taking a huge Thunderbolt. Is it slack off time? I think it is on the Switch, right? Very chill. Okay, so Dodrio is back. Are we clicking Drill Peck again, or we're doubling to Porygon 2? Intriguing. In front of Arrow. Shiny Lady, and why are we not watching on Flanky's point of view? Because this adds aura. This is the Flanky point of view. What are you talking about? Oh, nice self-destruct, eliminating the arrow. That's valuable. Gabriel Fonseca, I like chess, so it was cool when Jim made the chess video. That's so true. Like, if you follow a creator for one thing, and then they happen to post something that you're also interested in, you're almost always going to watch that video. Because you're like, oh, I already like this guy, and I like this thing. I want to see what kind of content he's going to make for this thing. But it's not a problem, but the challenge is for all of his fans that don't like chess. Are they going to be alienated by that? Are they going to think, oh, I don't care about that. I'm not going to watch that video. And since they didn't watch that video, is it going to perform more poorly? Are they going to be less likely to watch a future video by Jim, even if it is related to things that they like? And Jim is just an example here, right? This is we're just talking about like abstract YouTube content concepts. This is Jonald Kingler. Could be. Yeah, is there a normal type with Rapid Spin? Maybe there is. I can't think of one off the top of my head. We're going to endure with Zangoose, but get roared out. I got to say, I don't mind how Smooty is playing this, but the crit double edge has eliminated yet another flyer. And look at that, chunking the Swampert. Gosh darn. Zangoose is back. Okay. And we're going to Swords Dance. But a second Roar user has hit the Generation 3 OU team builder. And we're slacking off on the Protect. This is literally what I was talking about in my tier list, the signature moves tier list. And of course, Immunity Zangoose is going to come in there. Smooty, of course, that's what's going to happen. We've endured down to something, and we have Flail. We have Salic Flail. Does this get everything? You can't kill Fortress, right? Why are we losing Kingler? Oh, it doesn't die. It's actually got hella defense. That was 1% like stab flail. And Ladian, Shiny Ladian in the chat correctly identifying the team turns ago. Crazy. Moody, I run Rapid Spin Smeargle on my mono normal team. That's insane. Okay, we have Earthquaked to mid-ground these Mon. And we're going to stick around. Because what is Fortress going to click? And that's a forfeit. No way. Yeah, presumably Earthquake gets the Kingler. Surely Choice Band slacking Earthquake can do 35%. The only reason I question it is because 1% Flail Stab from Zangoose only did like 65. I'm curious as to what was in the back for these respective players. That's crazy. I guess no explosion on the 4E either. Yeah, surely last is Blissey here, right? But yeah, mono normal feels very tough. How the hell do you deal with Scarm? Like, Curse, Boom, Lax can deal with Scarm. Focus Punch, Slacking can deal with Scarm. But, like, you need to position well for those things to happen. And, like, the spikes get added up. Fori as well. Like, would you run, like, Fire Blast on... Like, I don't even know. I would be worried about queuing up normal onto the Gen 3 OU ladder. Oh, Ledian is saying that Blissey is last on the Jonold squad. Yes. Flanky denying the allegations that he brought a Blissey. This is not a Blissey, apparently, folks. Jonold, who is loading this Kingler garbage? Well, it lost to mono normal, so yeah, how good can it really be, Jonold? Jonold, welcome. Does anybody else have any cool replays? Anything else for me to check out? Again, kind of an off-the-cuff stream here, folks. The Triangles Fruhdazi set has long passed. You know what? I got an idea. Let's queue up some Gen 3 Ranbats. What do you guys say to that? I say we do some Generation 3 random battles at the current moment. Why is Jonold Kingler so popular? Probably because it went to the top of the damn ladder. It went to the top of the universe. And people are like, how is this, like, working? Jonold is one of the most creative builders in the postmodern Gen 3 OU era. Alright. Yeah, the Jim Cool vid is also gonna play a role. Am I ranked in this? I'm 1189. I'm an 1189 gamer. Shoddy Ladian always joining the damn chat, giving away that I'm streaming, allowing the opponent to stream snipe. What do I do here? I wish I had Earthquake. I suppose Thunderbolt is highly likely. We could just go Celebi. I wouldn't want to pivot Nidoqueen, because then what am I to do? It's going to be a Celebi moment, I believe. Alright, we've been toxicked. I don't think I mind that too much. This could be a Calm Mind pass angle. I think I will Calm Mind once. CK Silver 16, tell me that you're not in the stream right now. Shiny Ladian, I ain't gonna say anything, just gonna let Zets cook. 4 microseconds later, ain't no way. That's me, but not Shiny. What might this have? Is this gonna it's gonna whirlwind me, right? How is my Psychic a 4-hit KO from this position? Does this have the most special defense of all time? Kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie. We could give some this could be like agility passing. This could pass substitutes. This could pass sword stances. I think I'm just gonna Calm Mind. Oh, that was a bad idea. That was a very bad idea. It has stab bug move. I'm throwing, chat. I'm throwing. I think it's over. Okay. How do we not die to this? Do I have rock coverage anywhere? Nidoqueen has Sludge Bomb. Can that one-shot? No, because this thing is decked out. Should I try to save the Celebi? My gut says I probably should. Bug type move. I think it's a Walrein moment. Okay, no second Omni Boost. Huge. Should I Ice Beam or Toxic first? Problem is, I'm pretty sure this thing has Baton Pass. I think we're kind of cooked a little bit. Well, Ice Beam first. Maybe Toxic was the play. Where does the Omni Boost go, and can I get a Freeze? I think Freeze might be my only out, gamers. Is Jonald the linear curve? Jonald needs to... Oh, dude. Oh, no! No! CK Silver 16, I'm so sorry. Okay. I was rewarded for my hubris. That was not good. That was the opposite of good. I don't see much reason to protect here. Could protect chip heal. Surely you're not going to be subbing. You're just trying to Toxic yet again. I don't have much that's great into this, I'm not going to lie. Let's think about this. The Toxic proc would kill Celebi. Oh yeah, the Lantern stream was one for the ages. Yeah, I'm very unsure how I'm meant to proceed from this position. I really put myself in a tough one. Nidoqueen does outspeed the Lantern. Alright, let's make a maneuver. The Nidoqueen is here. Earthquake doesn't even kill. It's kind of wild. But they could be afraid of it. Let's sub and hope they switch. Maybe they're thinking, alright, we'll just trade down. No, they did switch to Jump Pluff. Let's go. Sludge Bomb is doing heaps. And nothing else to click here. Oh, and you're going to sub. Okay. Well, I think you probably need to try to break mine. Or do something else. You're going to protect. Okay, so sub, protect, leech. Hidden power, flying, sleep powder, something like that. Nothing to do but continue to sludge bomb here, folks. HP flying doesn't break my sub. That is unfavorable. And we get the poison proc. No. Dude, I don't know that I've seen a game go this awry. Can I be honest? I'm going to sub as they HP fly to break this sub. And get a second sub up. Yeah, they get a crit. But now this HP fly won't break this sub. Then they get an unnecessary crit. Yeah. I'm just gonna sludge here. No crit there, that's unfortunate. And we're still behind a sub. Oh man, that's just streamer luck right there. Moody expected Encore. If it had Encore, it absolutely should have clicked it at some point. I suspect it did not have it. Ledian is here to try to stop the bleeding. Is Poison not super effective against Bug in this gen? And also, why the hell not? Why is Poison so fucking awful, bro? You're Swords Dancing. That's not good. I could be throwing here by letting him pass, like, a lot of attack to something. I'll be behind a sub, but, like, to what end? Do I have speed control anywhere else? Like, I'll need to outspeed something that gets this attack. But at this point, I think I'm pretty committed. I don't think there's another out for me. Okay, now you're just going to Silver Wind me. No poison that time. I could have a roll to kill you here. And, yeah, I don't think there's anything to do here, but... Actually, I could sub again because your Silver Wind is not doing 25%. It only broke because you had chipped it with the previous jump left attack. Don't get the Omni Boost. Nice. Okay. Sludge Bomb is going to 2-hit. You're going to Swords Dance. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But you are 2-shot, so you've got to go somewhere with this attack right now. This is your moment. I think it's just Sludge Bomb. Okay, we've dealt with the Ledian. We've dealt with it. Okay. This Nidoqueen is fucking carrying me. Okay, Espeon in the back. So you would have Psychic HP fire coverage, most likely. Little do you know I have a Banette. Do I want to reveal the Banette yet? Clearly, you are going to be clicking Psychic a high percentage of the time here. Could go Mag and resist the Psychic, but then you have HP fire and you're Calm Minding, and it's just, that's not the play. That's never the play. I think I just have to go Banette on the Psychic. You sub. Okay. You could baton pass that sub elsewhere. That is absolutely a thing that can happen. I do have Salic, so I can endure at some point. And the Destiny Bond should also be helpful. Let's just Shadow Ball here. Fortunately, it's physical coverage, so the Calm Mind isn't going to matter too much. And here, I think you probably should be... You're probably going to baton pass the Calm Mind stack somewhere, right? I think I have to just click Shadow Ball, though. You click Psychic, and we get the kill. That crit was unnecessary, but it's the optics aren't great. They said they don't know if the crit mattered. It did not this time. All right, this thing is going to outspeed me. Are you going to be Calm Minding, or are you going to be hitting me here? Let's endure. Please attack me. Oh, that's bad. I'm throwing. Okay, Mag can come in and do things someday. Oh my god, I'm fucking throwing. All right, he's gonna... Oh, he's subbing here. Okay, that's fine. All right, it's lefties. He decides to take the kill. He takes the kill. That could have been an endure turn. That could have been the turn that I pulled the trigger on a fucking Destiny Bond. All right. How can I beat this? I let you get a fucking stack. You probably don't have great coverage into the Azumarill. I'm Choice Band Azumarill. I can just click Double Edge into you. And Double Edge is a 2-hit. Okay. He's going to sub down. To mostly no avail. I don't think there's much point. You're losing more health than I am by doing this. And Hydro Pump is the best click. Not good. Am I going to outspeed this Lantern? No, I will not. Is this going to get dicey? Because the Nidoqueen is not going to be able to one-shot the Lantern. KC Silver saying I got hella cooked. I don't know. I don't know, man. You are likely to outspeed me, which means I don't think there's a reason to try to save this. I don't think there's a reason to save it. Okay, Thunderbolt. Toxic Thunderbolt, Surf, Rest is what I'm guessing the set is. I outspeed with Nidoqueen, excuse me, who is carrying me. I can do 66 to 78, so I got to get you down to... Well, I got to get you down to 66 or 78. How can I do that? Celebi Psychic does some damage. Oh, I could Toxic you and force you to go to sleep. Let's start there. Let's start there. Let's get a Toxic going. The moment you sleep, unless it's Sleep Talk, if it's, but you wouldn't have, you can't fit it because then you wouldn't have Water Move. And if you're mono Toxic T-Bolt, you lose to Nidoqueen outright. I just need to hit this Toxic. Nice. All right, we're gonna Protect Stall you. All right, and now this ensuing Thunderbolt may not kill. If it does, then I think we just still win. They did not rest. You have to rest this turn if you have it. Yeah, and that is game. GG man, sorry for hacks. That was tough. Getting the Omni boost was kind of crazy. Just a wild one. But Nidoqueen showing up in a big way. Saving my fucking ass, bro. That was a little stressful. I'm not gonna lie, that was slightly stressful. I might run one more and call it. Please don't get stream sniped. All right, we're up against Warehouse Goons. Please do not join this match. I should have set it to no spectators. All right, Moody, yeah, I will. After this, we'll check out your replay. That'll probably be the end of the stream. Okay, so you could be just call mining or subbing. Because the idea here is surely I can't stay. But apparently your Psychic doesn't even kill me. Because I actually have hella special defense. Which is pretty sick. Maybe I should just hidden power you. I think I will. Yeah, because you're just call mining, so we gotta pressure you. Oh my god, dude. Why am I getting so lucky, dude? Ugh. I don't want this. My comeuppance is going to happen, and I'm not going to be happy about it. All right, well, we do outspeed this thing. Do I have a better sleep sack? I suppose Suicune is a really great sleep sack if I think you're going to be clicking Spore. I could Toxic you. What is my Yanma going to be doing? Anybody have any ideas there? It's damn fast. It's the fastest thing I have. Thing is, if I let Suicune go to sleep, who comes in and takes the Focus Punch? Yanma can take one, and then has a decent shot to kill with Aerial Ace. So yeah, let's run that line. Let's put Suicune to sleep. We're Crokune, so I could fucking stay in if I want. But I think we're going Yanma on the Focus Punch. And it wasn't a Focus Punch, it was Swords Dance. Okay, well, we have Aerial Ace into Mach Punch if we don't get this kill. I think I have a good chance to get the kill. Mach Punch is not going to be enough. You have to go for Hidden Power Rock if you have it. Let's click the button. Of course, we hit the range. We always hit the range. Yanma with 100% accurate Toxic. Oh yeah, Compound Eyes Toxic. Of course. Alright, Zapdos. That's not good. That's not great. How do we deal with the Zapdos? Well, we can Toxic it or try to put it to sleep with Ninetales. I don't have a ground type. I don't have anything that that resists electric either. Maybe this is Yanma's moment. Maybe this is the moment where we... Apparently there's a world where their Thunderbolt doesn't even kill me. I mean, what's the likelihood that the Yanma does something beyond getting this Toxic off? There is a problem, though, in that after I Toxic, then what? I don't have Protect. I don't have a bulky Pokemon that can, like, sit and, like, stall it. We could go Sneasel. Does Sneasel outspeed? 253. It does. And we don't have rock coverage, though. I gotta figure out my plan before I click Toxic. Where do we go afterwards? Absol isn't a terrible matchup. And we probably don't outspeed, though, is a slight problem. Ninetales does. We've got a shot to 3-hit KO with Flamethrower. I don't love that. But at the same time, we're not taking a ton. Let's Toxic. Get the Toxic off. And we take a T-Wave. Okay. I thought you were going to be killing me. Alright, I can live with that. I am now slower than you, of course. I think at this point I probably sacked the Yanma. It's done more than enough. Moody wants me to sack Suicune? You want me to sack Crokune? Isn't this like a crazy win condition? If I can eliminate this Zapdos? Like, what is to beat my... I guess it's only level 74. That's something else I gotta keep in mind about Ranbats. This thing could sub on me right here. That could be kind of scary for the team. I do feel inclined to just sack the Yanma. We could freaking confuse the motherfucker. Let's try to confuse him. Suicune not as good in randoms. I believe in Suicune. I'm willing to die by the Suicune at the end of the day. I don't know a damn thing about Gen 3 Ranbats, in case that wasn't clear. And we're back to our regularly scheduled Mario Kart World soundtrack. Well, we will be as soon as this loads. Warehouse Goons, I'm going to have to start the timer because you left. I thought that was... I didn't realize that that was the name of the player I'm up against. I thought that was a spectator. Forgive me, gamers. But we might go undefeated. If they don't come back, that should be a W. Let me go ahead and pull up the Moody submission. Old money last game of the best of 3. That's going to be hype. Warehouse Goons with 30 seconds left to reconnect. Oh yeah, Speed Boost Yanma. How about that? I forgot it even gets that. Warehouse Goons. Thank you for the ELO. We appreciate your donation at this time. Where's OBS? Old Money Gaming. Not sure if this is winners or losers. I think most of the people on my server that have been talking about this set or this tour are in losers. But I know that this is game 3. This is winner go home. Moody, what do you have for us? Lead meta in a zap. I'm actually going to put the speed on slow. See how that feels. We have Rock slid into a pert. Unsure if that's banded meta and or just defensive pert, but that did not do much. I guess Hydro Pump on the pert doesn't suggest defensive pert as much. This is still winner's bracket. Winner stays a winner. Zapdos sub could be BPing somewhere. Will Blissey stay? Blissey does opt to stay. Are we going? It's slacking. It's not Doug. It's slacking. Taking a Fire Blast. Interesting Fire Blast click. I guess trying to cover meta coming in. And CB Double Edge chunking Skarm. Skarm should be able to get a spike out. Do we have a mag? No, just a Zapdos. Let's go back to Zap. I guess running mag along Zap isn't as common as, you know, some of the other mag structures. And we sub yet once more. Yeah. Love the decisions. Really tough for Skarm to stay, obviously. And this time we're going to the Swampert, and I think I know what's about to happen. Because I think he shared the screenshot or a short gif of what happened here. There's going to be a Focus Punch. Blissey's going to be forced to... It has HP Grass coverage, but what it doesn't have is the amount of bulk necessary to live Choice Band Focus Punch. This is a Moody original Swampert set, folks. Have you ever seen a Swampert one-shot a Blissey from full? I don't know that I have. But we're gaming. And with no more Blissey, Zapdos is going to go to town. Perhaps there are additional special threats in the back that appreciate that as well. And now we've simply blown up on the Swampert. No more Rock Resist either. The defensive core on Real Linny's side is crumbling as we speak. This is a big turn. This is a huge turn, actually. You have Shadow Ball coverage. Linny could go Skarm or Tar on a Shadow Ball. It's kind of all you can click. Obviously, Double Edge, Earthquake, Focus Punch, all thud into the Gar. And if you get the slacking Wisped, it could be game losing. But there's two decent switch-ins to Shadow Ball click. So this is just one of those moments. You gotta read your opponent's soul You gotta dig deep into your own. Heart of the cards moment for Moody. This could be the moment where you win the set. You stay in and get wisped. You're slower. And you clicked Earthquake. I did not expect... Oh yeah, I guess Slacking is base 100. But you stayed in expecting them to go Tar. Exactly Tar. The only thing that would... And now we're just going to stay in and sack the Slacking at this point. Yeah. I suppose no use in keeping it around. It's burned. It's going to have to come in sand on a spike while burned. It can't really do much. Maybe Moody identified, Slacking isn't great in this matchup. So I'm going to go for the Soul Read. If I'm wrong, that's fine. Jolteon comes in. It can 1v1 the Gengar. You still have your... It's a CB Swampert in the back. So it's not going to be as useful of a rock resist against this Tar. Real Linny is going to sacrifice their entire Skarmory, opening the avenue for a T-Tar. If this is DD Tar, that could be scary. It might need Lum if you have T-Wave or Toxic. It's actually going to be Focus Punch. And your Baton Passing, what's going to take it? It's actually going to be Mence. Well, that's incredibly fortunate that you had that. And that actually honestly helps you deal with Mence fairly well, given that you kind of have two half rock resists in the meta and the CB Pert. They were not expecting Brick Break. Is that CB? Yeah, that is... I think that's CB Mence. And no mag support for the Choice Band Mence. But you have two Electric-type Pokemon, meaning to eliminate the Skarm. And only once you've done that, then do you reveal that it's been Choice Band Salamence all along. And now what? Real Linny Zap represented faster. Gets off a crucial T-Wave. You're going to chunk this down. And this is just about a Jolteon win condition. I think Zapdos might be able to live a Thunderbolt from this range against Jolt, but honestly, maybe not. Is our CB Mets jolly? It was buffeted by the Sandstorm before Zapdos, so I think Choice Band Rock Slide could have won the game, but you miss. And they go for T-Bolt, which after Sand will kill. Okay, so this is interesting, right? So if Jolt can't do 46% consistently to this Zapdos, which I'm sure you can calc, then it's going to get T-Waved, meaning it won't be able to actually eliminate the Gengar afterwards. But is there really an avenue for... Because your Zapdos is paralyzed. If this thing has Giga Drain, that could just destroy the Swampert. This is shown HP Grass against your Zapdos a moment ago, I believe. So what's the play, Moody? How do you find the win? Do you find it? Sure, own Zapdos can take a Thunderbolt barely. You get through Para, surely. No, you don't. And now you're dead to Sand. And maybe this is a roll all along. Jolt, you need to deal 52%. You're gonna sub. Oh, sure. Yeah, you didn't reveal sub. Okay. Yeah, and HP Grass, I don't think would have done 25%. On the T-Wave, that's gonna win the game. Yeah, you couldn't quite hit that range. You were not gonna get there. Oh, okay, and actually HP Grass does do. At least, maybe it's a roll, but it broke that sub. So that was your exact win condition is... If they T-Wave, sub on the T-Wave. If they don't T-Wave and they click like HP Grass, then you need to attack. That was crazy. Oh, and Jolt cannot one-shot. And yeah, there are 4 Choice-Banded Mon on this team with no mag. But the double electric types to keep the Skarm heavily pressured. I like the team. I like the team, Moody. And that's it. Gar comes in, gets outsped. No world where it lives this. Real Linny acknowledging was not anticipating the third one. Well, there were 4. Excellent gaming. Congrats on staying in winners, Moody. That's fucking sick. Keep me in the loop. As you keep going through the bracket, let me know when you play. I would not be against catching some games live on stream. I think that's going to do it for the stream. boys and girls and NBs. I think that's about what I have in the tank for you all today. Fun times as always. I really hope I remember that idea that I had. Status move tier list could go hard. That sounds fun. I'll probably do that sometime this week before heading out. Again, I'm going to be gone for 2 whole weeks. So I'm going to try to... I got a lot on my plate this week, but... going to try to put out some content in the meantime. And yeah, I appreciate everybody who joins in. Always have a blast. Stream Sif was a success. And I will now take a 2 to 5 minute Q&A. I'm going to get a drink. And I'll be right back. I'll answer a couple questions before we cut the stream. Team Doctor is cool. It's kind of what I did with Winterbub in his video where we like passed the team and I was 5th to go. So I received a team that 4 other people had added 1 Pokemon onto. You get to make like 1 change. So that was a cool format. The restrictions added like a level of... it definitely made it interesting, but also like really restricted how I think I would have been able to reimagine that particular team. But like Jim's done Team Doctor, that's like his series. I wouldn't want to do the exact same thing. Tetrafolium, am I willing to accept that Electabuzz is simply better than Jolteon yet? Were you around for that video, Tetra? That's an older Zets vid. I think that was one of the first like non-tournament set kind of content that I made. For those unfamiliar, somebody posted a completely unhinged viability rankings tier list to r/Stunfisk for ADV. And it was, I mean, there were some hot takes for sure, but the most egregious one was Electabuzz like over Jolteon in like the 4th or 5th tier. And I did like a stream, or I made a video. I can't remember if it was a stream and then a video or if it was just like a video, but where I kind of like, I humored him and I looked into Electabuzz and tried to build with it. Yeah, I know Jim hasn't done Team Doctor in years, but I am trying to like carve my own path, you know. I'm trying to like think of, you know, cool ideas that will make my channel unique. You know, I don't want to just, you know, copy what other people do. That's the thing. That's the thing I love about Electabuzz. Excellent speed tier. But the problem is, in my opinion, and I think Tetra's he's announced in my Discord. It was hardly an announcement, but he's like, "Hey guys, I'm working on a video for Electabuzz. Join my server if you guys haven't already, so you can learn more about that." And he's actually looking for people to participate by submitting replays where they build with Electabuzz. There's a couple restrictions, but I looked into Electabuzz. Maybe Tetra would disagree, but because its base stat speed is over 100, to me, its 2 best qualities are that speed tier. The fact that it can outspeed base 100 Mon that go a plus speed nature. Like Timid, Zapdos, Timid Charizard, for example. Timid Jirachi. It can outspeed all of them. And it has great coverage because it has Ice Punch, allowing it to run HP Grass. So you have Electric Ice, you have Bolt Beam with Grass coverage. No other Electric type in the O-Year tier can do that because you look at Zapdos, you look at Jolteon, you look at Mag, Raikou, even, none of them have like an actual ice or grass move. And thus, you'll always see them throwing some sort of hidden power. Of course, Mag is often throwing hidden power fire for separate reasons. And yeah, the mixed coverage, like Shiny Lady said, with Cross Chop, Focus Punch. So when building around Electabuzz, I was like, well, we're gonna try to utilize its coverage and its quality of speed. It's a little underwhelming though. So one thing I didn't do for the video, I theorized this afterwards, but I thought about a Calm Mind Pass team where Electabuzz is a recipient, because it's not strong enough for OU standards to really pose a huge threat. But if you give it a little bit more juice, maybe you get some spikes down. But the problem is like Calm Mind Pass with spikes with Electabuzz, that's already a lot of Pokemon. And that's already restricting a lot of like the choices that you can make. And it's like if you don't have spikes, then like, you know, like to what extent is Electabuzz really going to be putting in like too much work? Maybe you don't need the spikes. Maybe you need Doug to eliminate Blissey. But then again, you know, you have your Focus Punch, you have Cross Chop. There's something there. I'm sure like H-Clack could get an Electabuzz team to like 1950. But that's not saying much, is it? Gabriel Fonseca, Jolteon has Volt Absorb and base 130 speed. That's incredibly true. We're all tongue-in-cheek when we say that Electabuzz is better than Jolteon. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy who posted the tier list, but if you watch my video, it's a good video. I think it's the first one they had that like hit like 2,500 views or something like that. Tetra, so you're telling me I should throw a CM Pass on the Celebi that's already on your Spikes Electabuzz team? I would say yeah. I would maybe like throw like Leech, CM, Baton Pass, utility. Like maybe Recover. Maybe it's Do Nothing Celebi. And it's just there to create switch opportunities. Because if something's leeched, they're not going to want to stay in, right? So as they switch, that could be a good turn for you to, you know, get the CM Pass off to the Electabuzz. Gabriel saying, just go Toxic last move. It is awkward to run mixed coverage because I think you really want a lot of speed. And you need as much special attack as you can get. But then if you're not investing in the attack, then your Cross Chop isn't outpacing Soft Boiled. And, like, yeah, Focus Punch is there, but it's inconsistent if you don't have Sub. Or unless you're, like, a gamer. So that's the thing is, Electabuzz just needs a lot of support, and that's the problem is that like you're building around this like UU BLmon that needs so much goddamn support, and there are just simply like usually better Pokemon. Like if you're working that hard to give one Pokemon in particular the support it needs to like actually be viable, what if you were putting that kind of support around like an actual good Pokemon? Then how good would the team be? Imagine switching into Gengar with your Electabuzz and para-ing it with Static. I talked about this too in the video that like Static is cool and like nothing in OU runs it, right? What even has Static? Like Ampharos, Manectric, Electabuzz. But it's so frail. Electabuzz is so goddamn frail. Like what physical base move is it coming in on? I guess it's in. Fortunately, Ice Punch makes contact even though it's special. That would be a gamer moment if you're able to Static a Gengar. That's replay worthy. Electabuzz isn't even BL, it's just straight up UU. That's crazy. Is Cross Chop enough to beat Blissey? I'm pulling up the calc. Does it still have... Do I have an Electabuzz set in here? No. OU Mixed Sweeper. The suggested Electabuzz set Goes to 300 speed to outrun the base 100 Pokemon that are running max speed, but not a plus speed nature. A lot of mixed menses, I've noticed, go to 299 exactly. So we're giving up on a little bit of speed. And that allows us to add 208 into our special attack and 84 EVs into our attack. We're running Cross Chop. And against OU Utility Blissey with no health but 252 defense, 252 special attack. Cross Chop is doing 37 to 43. And yeah, Tetra dropping the knowledge. So how much special attack do we need to lose? I'm going to guarantee for Cross Chop to do at least 50% to Blissey, it can't. Well, this is, keep in mind, this is also modest. So let's say that we're running plus special attack, I don't know, minus defense or something. Because your base defense is 57. You're dying to anything physical anyway. With a non, if you're not running modest and you're not like tanking your attack, and you have 252 attack EVs, we got base 83 attack here. Okay, Cross Chop is doing 49 to 57%, which after leftovers recovery is only a 57.8% chance of 2-hit KO. Incredibly underwhelming things happening with Electabuzz, unfortunately. Flanky runs Hasty. Okay, so you're a minus defense gamer, but you're wanting to outspeed the 328 Pokemon. Makes sense. Gabriel, I see where you're coming from. The other side of the coin is that because you have 105 base speed, even if you aren't outspeeding timid base 100s, you're able to save EVs when you're hitting whatever benchmark you do hit, and you can invest that somewhere else. Whereas the other Pokemon have to invest additional EVs into the speed, and then they have fewer EVs left. But the problem is those other Pokemon have considerably more base stats. So you're not really making it up. You're not making it up much. And the thing is, if you're running mixed coverage on Electabuzz, it kind of has to... You need some sort of attack investment, or else it's not doing enough for it to be worthwhile. And so for that reason, I would probably give up on mixed if I were doing this again. If I were trying to make a new Electabuzz team, I would go full special and not run any attack investment at all. I'd probably go timid with it. I'd go timid, no attack investment, no attack moves. And let me see if it gets... Does it get any fourth special move? Team builder, new team, add Pokemon, Electabuzz. It gets Fire Punch. It gets the punches. Yeah, so you could grab Fire Punch, and then you're hitting Fortress. You're hitting other Steel types like Metagross and Jirachi. That is almost certainly what I would do. I would probably run CM Pass, max speed, max special attack, 4 EVs and fucking hit points. Who cares? T-Bolt, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, HP Grass. Ladian says hits only mag. It hits Fortress and Meta. You could run Psychic for Gengar. Be my guest. Yeah, you could run Psychic for Gengar if you want. Get Psychic. Does it have any other utility moves? I mean, you have Light Screen. Doesn't really seem to fit. You also have Barrier. This thing gets screens, man. Counter. You're probably not living enough hits for that to be useful. I'm looking. I'm looking here. Oh, okay. Just run meditate aside cross shop. I changed my mind. Do mixed. Meditate raises the user's attack by 1. Just create like a few additional turns after you've already Calm Mind passed to Electabuzz. You got Meditate, Cross Chop, Snore, Swagger. Oh, it has Thief. I guess a lot of things have Thief. Yeah, probably Sub or just T-Wave. Flanky saying we have to target Wheezing. That's actually so true. In the current Gen 3 OU mid-ladder ecosystem, the Wheezing is... the propaganda has gotten a bit out of control. Yeah, Gabriel, I was thinking that lead Electabuzz but there's no way Electabuzz is ever living like any kind of Tyranitar Earthquake ever, right? Like BK Cetar, no. 252 HP EVs. Okay, you can live BK Cetar Earthquake. You need, and maybe you could optimize this a bit better. But we're sacrificing an insane amount to do this. If you have 252 HP EVs and 100 defense, then you have a chance to live BK Cetar Earthquake. See a Shiny Ledian. What is a Psychic Electabuzz to do against a humble Ariados? That's why you run Fire Punch over Psychic. Mark my words. Mono Electric has hit the Zets DMs. All right, let's take a look at. Oh, you sent over a Mono Electric game. I thought you sent over a team. I might check it out, Flanky. I'm not gonna watch it on stream though. I'm wrapping things up here. But yeah, like I said, in the vids content channel on my server, there is information. I'm gonna pin this. The pinned message in the vids content channel is Tetra asking for 1400 and up ELO replays, including an Electabuzz. I'll see you guys tomorrow for replay of the week. For anyone that's still here, again, if you don't know, tomorrow's the last replay of the week for the 2 weeks afterwards. Tomorrow's the 7th. For both the 14th and 21st of this month, I'm going to be out of town. We'll get back on that horse on the 28th. And that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is a lot of fun. Impromptu. Might do more stuff like this in the future. Honestly, I think I'm going to eat some food and play some more Tears of the Kingdom with the new Switch 2 update that came out. Congrats again to the winner of the match that we watched at the beginning of this stream. Excited to watch them in Grands.